Okay, this first one's going to go quick because these are already written in slope-intercept form, which makes it real easy to graph. So I'm going to graph this one in red. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the intercept, -2, because we always need to start at a point we know is on the line. And I know -2 on the y-axis is on the line. From there, notice that my slope is actually -1/2. So I say rise of -1, run of 2, there, rise -1, run 2, there. I'm going to do it several times. I like to have points that are further apart because then my line is more accurate. I can even go in the other direction. And I'm going to put a line then. Oops. That's my line. Now, this one, I'm going to graph in blue, and I'm going to go up to +2 here, and then I have a slope of -3/2. So I rise -3, run 2, like that. Rise -3, run 2, like that. Rise -3, run 2, like that. Keep going. You can go in the other direction. And I will make a line and connect them. And I just want to, for accuracy, I'm just going to drag this a little bit to make sure that it goes through all those points. And when I do that, you see that they cross, oops, they cross at that point right there. What are the coordinates of that point? The coordinates of that point are 4, -4. 4, -4 is the ordered pair solution where those lines cross. And you can do a proof to check. But this is an easy one because they're already written in slope. All right. This might seem much harder, but it's actually not. Okay, this is just a different method for graphing. So what do I mean when I say this? Well, what I mean is that these are in standard form. And for standard form, that's a really great form if you're going to graph for finding the intercepts. So for the first one, you can say, if that says 3x plus 4y equals 12, and you put in 0 for x, you will find the y-intercept. That leaves you with just 4y equals 12, and when you divide both sides by 4, you get y equals 3. Nice. Y equals 3. So you go to the y-axis, put a point at 3. And then I'm going to do the same thing for, oops. I'm going to do the same thing with that equation. I'll do it in red still so that you can see the red line. You get 3x plus 4y equals 12. And when I substitute in 0 for y, you just get 3x equals 12. And then when you divide both sides by 3, you get x equals 4. And that means that you can go on the x-axis at 4, and you can put a point there. And then I can just take my line tool, and I can connect those. Okay, I'm just going to adjust them for accuracy. Like that. I've graphed that line. Now, I'm going to circle a couple of pieces of this, and I'm going to erase the rest, and I'm going to highlight something interesting that's going on, okay, which is this. That part and that part. Notice when you put in 0 for x, and let me actually erase here, okay. When you put in 0 for x, you're just left with the y part of that equation, the simplified part of that equation. You can essentially say this part, 4y equals 12, right? That's just what you get right there. Or If y went away, because you put in 0 for y, you would just get 3x equals 12. That's what you get there. Okay, so we can just do that to get the two equations. That's the simplified way of doing it instead of going all of that long method. Okay, so I'm going to erase that as well because we've already got all of what we need there. But I'm going to take it for the second equation. I'm going to do the same thing. But I'm going to simplify how I'm doing it. I'm going to take just this part and this part and say if we put in 0 for y, that would drop out and you would just get x equals 4. And that's actually, oh, and let me do this in blue because we'll graph a blue line. Okay. If we put in 0 for y, we just get that, x equals 4, and that's already solved. We plot that at x equals 4 right there. And if we did it again, putting in 0 for x, we would just get the simplified negative 2y equals 4. We have to solve for that by dividing by negative 2. And you get y equals negative 2. And we could plot that down here. And if I take my line tool, I'm sure that you can already see where they're going to cross because they already crossed at one of the points that we plotted. That is what we get. Sorry, I'm trying to adjust this to make sure that I get a little bit more accurate line. Okay, and now I'm just going to write down on the bottom what we get as the point where they cross. Okay, and that point is 4, comma 0. 4, comma 0. You can do a proof on that. But just to recap, if this is our red line, we can write in two pieces the two equations we need to solve for the intercepts. We can just take the x value, 3x, set that equal to the constant on the right, 12. And we can also take just the y term equal to the constant. Those two separate things will then solve out for the x equals 4 and the y equals 3 that are the intercepts for the red line. Okay, x-axis is at 4, y-axis is at 3. Doing the same thing for blue, we can just take the x term, x, equal to the constant on the right-hand side, and we can take just negative 2y equals 4, just the y term, equal to the constant. This is already solved. This one would solve out by dividing by negative 2 to be y equals negative 2. And then you find the x-intercept and the y-intercept of the blue line. That's actually a quite easy thing to do once you get comfortable with it for graphing lines in standard form. I highly suggest you get comfortable with it because it's powerful. It's really easy. You can really quickly, as you can see, you can really quickly write two simplified equations that find the 2 points you need to plot and connect them. Okay, and same thing. Okay. I think what I meant to do originally is make you solve for this a little bit, like take this second equation and just say, give it to you as y plus 2 equals 1/2 x or something like that, and make you solve for y equals to graph it. I didn't do that. That's fine. No worries. We can just straight up graph these. Sometimes you might need to solve the equation to put it into slope-intercept form to make it easy to graph, but I'm going to do a red line and a blue line. Start with the red line. We go to positive 3, right there, and then we have a slope of 3, or rise 3, run 1, like that, and I can go backwards the same way. And then take my line tool and connect them. Okay, and do the same thing for blue. Blue has an intercept of negative 2, and then a slope of 1/2, so rise 1, run 2, rise 1, run 2, rise 1, run 2. Do it over and over again. Oops. And you can even go in the other direction. You can see where they're going to cross because we plotted the same point for both lines. But I'll take my tool and I'll graph it either way. And because I like nice accurate lines, I'm going to drag this until it's in the position. You should be using a ruler. Can't stress that enough. Use a ruler, make sure that they go through the points that you've plotted, because if you draw some other sloppy line that doesn't go through those points, then you're not going to find the accurate line where they cross. Okay? And where do they cross? We can mark it in green here. They're crossing right there. Right there. And what are the coordinates of that point? Well, that is -2, comma, -3. Yep, you found the solution. But you're going to prove it by doing proofs. Plug it into both equations.